The clock has started on the New Jersey Devils. Imagine 3 years ago that I told you that your team would have Subban and Hamilton as your right shot D-men.
Yeah, this is like a 2016 Dynamo.
Yes, absolutely.
Unfortunately, it's 5 years later, and
One of them
not
is
so much.
One of them's still a dynamo. The other, some serious questions about health and his back, and definitely capable of a return to form. Like we've seen this before. Drew Doughty took a lot of criticism before the last couple of seasons and seems to have really turned it around. His quote, playing up to his contract, depending upon who you ask.
Careers aren't linear.
100%.
Right.
So I got to ask the question. New Jersey obviously has a lot of holes. Can PK Subban be the guy again?
Well, now he doesn't have to be, right? Dougie Hamilton is going to eat a lot. We know he can take a big defensive burden. He should. He's making a lot of money. We know he can take a good offensive burden. He is capable of physicality. Although he's not exactly known for it, and he can eat minutes. Like who's on the third pair right now?
Jonas Siegenthaler and PK Subban.
I mean, that's a pretty good third pair.
Yeah,
And
it's
how
not bad.
many minutes are they really going to be eating if
What
Hamilton's
do you need,
eating
10?
23, 24?
Yeah, 10, 12.
If you
and then
can
you've
get,
got,
if you could probably get like 14.
and don't forget, there's Ty Smith and Damon Severson.
Oh yeah, that's a strong right side, a really offensive right side, and they need that out of that defense in New Jersey because they have a band of children up front.
And Ryan Graves, by the way, also added to the defense this year. I forgot.
About that from Colorado. They've made some really good ads.
And Thomas Tatar as well.
Yes.
Added.
So-
I looked at the Dougie Hamilton contract, and it's exactly $9 million. And it got me wondering if Dougie Hamilton is just the new PK Subban. And it's so funny that they're on the same team and that they both make $9 million. And maybe he's the next defenseman that his original team didn't really want. And the second team moved on from him as well. And then he goes to New Jersey with this big contract and he can't play up to it. Isn't it kind of weird how both situations are a little similar?
Okay. A lot of people are dunking on Carolina for their decision to move on from him. And a lot of people are dunking on Calgary because of the whole museum story and everything, and the Bruins, with their impatience with youth that they had during the Seguin and Hamilton era. So, did you see how I attached a reason to each one of those?
Can I repeat what you just said in a different context? Can I say a lot of people are dunking on Montreal for trading away Subban for Weber. A lot of people are dunking on Nashville for dropping Subban.
I'm agreeing with you. I'm starting to go, what's going on here? Mm-hmm. I'm starting to wonder what's going on here. And, we know New Jersey has a growing analytics department, and Dougie Hamilton's have always been awesome. So on paper, he provides what that team wants. But I am looking at players who make that much don't often play on 4 teams before they're 30. It's odd. It's rather odd. Is he 30 yet? I don't know. I don't
Hamilton?
think so.
28.
Yeah. 28, nailed it. So it's where there's smoke, there's fire sort of situation. But I don't want to believe it because of what I think of Dougie Hamilton. It's a good top 6.
When the same offseason they made the Subban deal, they also made the deal for Wayne Simmons, and they brought him in. And I just look at the similar off seasons and I say, is Hamilton and Graves and Tatar just new Simmons and Subban? And they remain in last place.
It's a different front office without question. Different analytics department that's growing. But I mean,
the Mackenzie Blackwood situation is
complicated.
Put a bit of a damper on things.
And he is the goalie of the future there. That's if they want to start to win with him, I would think.
Do we know if he got vaccinated?
No, I don't believe. At this point, I believe that he is still not vaccinated at the time of this recording.
Because that was something that was
like New York State, he can't play. Canada, he can't play.
That was something that was discussed on 31 Thoughts. They have 9 games in Canada, and a lot of them are in a very important part of the season if they're going to be in the playoff mix. Like it's getting into the spring. Mm-hmm. They need him.
Well, and what about this? They are crosstown rivals with the Islanders and Rangers. They're literally a bridge away from each other. They're going to play each other a lot. They're in the same division. That's 6 games against each team, is it not?
Yeah, I don't know. know the ins and outs of the states, but I do know that he can't play here.
No, but what I'm saying is in New York you can't, right? So you're interdivisional. You play 5 or 6 games against each team in your division. Do you not?
Yes, but I think he can play in New York.
It really? Okay.
I think
All
he
right.
can.
Well, listen, it could cost them. And this is a team that can't lose points. Now, the other thing I thought was an interesting pickup was Jonathan Bernier. I'm curious about this because Jonathan Bernier's career has been on a total resurgence since he signed in Detroit, which has been objectively one of the worst teams in the league for a couple of years now.
He had an unreal save this preseason. He's good now.
Yeah, he is. He's becoming the goalie they kind of drafted him to be in Los Angeles. But my question with Jonathan Bernier, as it is with several players like this, there are certain players that do really well when the expectations are low.
I don't think expectations are high for the Devils.
You don't think so?
They might think it of themselves, but I think we're about to find out that people don't think very highly of the Devils.
I mean, I don't either, but I'm just saying, if they do get into the mix, Bernier's not a bad guy to have in Canada to play across the games that Blackwood can't play. But beyond that, if they do get into the mix, I'm curious to see what Jonathan Bernier's like on a competitive team. That's my point.
They have to be solid. Bernier and Blackwood have to be solid behind a really capable defense, but the defense, like from a production and leadership standpoint, have to run the New Jersey Devils. Their kids are too young. They could also benefit from a little bit of health luck.
Now, you don't hate...
Injury luck.
Yes, they probably could. Jack Hughes, Nico Hischier, Pavel Zacha are your top 3 centers. That's not bad.
It's really good.
Zacha led the team in scoring last year.
Andreas Janssen, obviously, we know can put 20 goals in the net. Thomas Tatar's done it before.
Oh, I got a lot of tweets from Devils fans. Janssen did nothing last year.
Yeah. And now, Igor Saragonovich.
Sharangovich?
Jesper Bratt. Little bit weaker maybe on the right-hand side. But again, it's a growing team.
Sharangovich, he's up and coming. Jack Hughes, a lot of people, he's bust. Like
No,
man.
Joe Thornton had like 7 points as a rookie, and then he got 1,000 and a bit after that. Like I think he'll be okay.
Remember, everybody was like, Sergei Samsonov's the better player.
Oh yeah, like let's not write the book on Jack Hughes yet, but the fact still remains it's a very, very young forward group. The defense has to drive this bus.
So what do you hope from Jack Hughes and Nico Hischier this year? Because you know what Pavel Zacha is. Those two are the centers of the future, you hope. What do you want to see from each of them if this team's to take a step forward?
One of the things we've been talking about a lot recently is defense and offense are not two different things. It's one leads to the other. And I think this team is going to have to learn that in order to do the things that they like. All these high-profile guys score when they were younger. So if they become a stronger defensive team, it takes the load off the defense. Hopefully the defensive group helps with the offense as well. It's all one team thing. It's funny how that works in team sports. They'll be fine.
Okay, and
do we see Ilya Kovalchuk's $250,000 on the books come into play?
No. Still on
Is
the
it
books.
really?
Is it really?
Yeah, I'm on Cap
my
Friendly. I just pulled it
God.
up.
That
it
is
says,
goofy.
Dead cap Ilya Kovalchuk recapture penalty $250,000 until 2025.
4 years?
And
Starting this year?
and they also retained on Will Butcher.
Oh yeah,
That's nuts. That is a wild one too. It's
also Freddie the Goat and Jimmy Vesey on PTOs.
well,
Leafs reunion.
the New
everybody?
Jersey Leafs. That's first Doug Gilmour, and then you take Freddie the Goat.
You know what? Don't you
start at Doug Gilmour.
Don't slander the GOAT. You can slander VC if you want. But don't slander the GOAT. How dare you? God bless Freddie the GOAT. I love him. Shut up.
He's a nice man.
He is a very nice
All
man.
right. So your
Okay.
predictions on their projected finish.
I
Jesse.
have them dead last in the
I
division.
have them second last.
I have them dead last. Not really a surprise. The timer is up on the New Jersey Devils.